Okay, so this is the current version of this. Um, the base painting of the construction. We already have like the complete solar system with all the symbols, and we have the plutonium that then ready. This one, but the uranium is not ready yet. I need to complete it. It's not ready yet. As you see, there aren't 92 electrons, but less than that. And then we are supposed to continue with the Neptunium, and also we have two more. We need like the processed material as well. Maybe it will not be done today because I don't feel very well. I'm listening to these videos. I understand that some people need it because they don't get it in any. They cannot get this recording in any other way. But this is very just again and again to be reminded of all the cruelties that the people of this world, especially the Israelis and of course the Americans, have done to me and to my family for so long now. It's not just not nice thing to just to recall all of this, but what can I say that I haven't said already? Yeah. So this is how first contact is done in like the worst possible way, but probably yes, and this will most certainly mean the end of humanity, because God knows how much empathy we had towards you throughout all of our life, and also like our predecessors' lives, but you really, all of you, the intelligence services of this world, like you acted, by the book, supposedly if there is such a book that, explain how can you, receive a well-meaning and very, empathic towards you, an alien, that, an alien representative that is extremely empathetic towards you and extremely similar to you in so many ways, and like how can you make a dire enemy out of him and make sure that not only he but his entire race will be will see you as a pest, basically, that require pesticides, the worst kind of redundant creatures that you could think about, and that's what you've done. And I feel like obliged to do whatever I can. So people can listen to these recordings, and so they know why things happen the way that they are. No, it's not like you are not under attack by cruel aliens that came from out of space in order to kidnap your woman or enslave your children or steal, I don't know what, gold from the earth, or take your precious brains and put create jars from it and presumably, I don't know, generate energy from it. No. You started the war. After so many years of cruelties, you started the war. The social worker review to the court was a declaration of war against us. I've said it many times, it's going to happen, and this will be the implication. I've said it again and again in this channel. Of course, it's the only possible way that for me to speak was in the YouTube channel. Other channels, I'm barred from doing it by court decision, and of course I was under arrest the whole time. I've done it whatever I can to explain to you that even though you humiliated me all my life, and you've done so much cruelty to me and to my family, this social worker review that was about to be submitted to the court I understood that this is another issue, that our species will interpret this action in a whole different level. It's not the same as stealing my money for me like all my life. It's not the same as humiliating me. It's not the same as acting in violent like manner towards me. It's not the same as infecting me with all sorts of diseases intentionally just for fun. I mean, it's not that my species, the cherubs, are happy with all of these actions, but I mean, of course, all of these questions are negative, but this social worker review that was submitted to court that said that I cannot see my children at all after I raised them since they were born, only because they wanted me to be their whore, and I refused to be their whore. And it should be said that it was submitted to the court while they are also operating the other side in trial. I mean, can you understand? I mean, the Israel supposedly the only democracy in the Middle East. So I mean, so one side in the trial is like operated by a group of people that are the same group that actually write the review to the court. So the judge will, base his kind of ruling based on this review. And it's not just a regular court, but family court that deals with the most sensitive things, like and that that are possible, like the fate of small children. This kind of like cruelty and shameless barbarianism, is something that I don't understand. I'm not sure that people can even understand how extreme the situation is in Israel. But this is the situation, and this is why you are now in a war. You started the war, and now you are in a war of worlds. It's not the first war of the worlds, because you yourself, already done things in Venus can definitely counted like as acts of war. But in any case, that's what you've done. This review of the social workers war was a declaration of war against the cherubs. I told you it's going to be that way, and it was, and unfortunately no one moved an arm or a leg, and now that's the way that it is, a war with another civilization. Of course, a civilization that can delete all of you in 1 second. So arguably it could be said that it wasn't like a very rationalist decision or very sapient decision, taken presumably by a creature that calls himself Homo sapiens. So there was not much sapience in this decision, but nevertheless it was a decision that was taken, and now you are in a war. And you should know why. Because of the social workers review. That's the reason for the war. You should know it. If you don't know it, now you know it. Because the review that the social workers in Shoam submitted to family court in Jerusalem this February or March. This was declaration of war. You started the war. So I promised you to show you drawings. So these were taken. This is from September. No. Of course not. It's the screenshot is from September. Never mind. It was taken, of course, during the house arrest. There is problem to focus here, but shit. Why it's not focused very well? Now it's better? Yes. So you see, this kind of drawing, it repeats a lot in many microscopic slides. This one is the same. This one, is similar. Another one. Actually 3 of those. These are actually nice. I'm not sure what it is actually. This is nice. I haven't noticed it before. I don't know what it is. Like these things. Another one. And this is actually very nice. Photograph that I taken on a slide of neos in mining operation. You see that they mine. It's not diamonds. Unfortunately, these are just pieces of sellotape, of like very thin duct tape that I used before I had like proper like laboratory glass covers for the slides. I use sellotape, so they mine the sellotape for their various operations. It's very nice. Another mining operation from Nero's. So here you see, this is kind of like a drawing with more, another one with kind of like, something that can be either interpreted as a language, like maybe this is the writing system, or maybe it's landscaping, like, a wall, like, a kind of like, fancy wall, decorative wall. This is like a biological one. At that time, I placed many, I caught also like a biological insect in my mother's apartment, and that's, made the neos like interact with them, just, with the bodies, because I've seen very interesting stuff, by that approach. Another one of the drawings, we see neros working on it, which is very nice, and you can see that the neros are actually working, in parallel, like in cooperation. It's something that I mentioned like a couple of days ago. And another one. This is this is a completely different issue. This is an oil painting of artistic representation of the map of the United States with an impact location of one of the asteroids. This is specifically near Florida. It should be mentioned that this kind of drawing it repeats a lot. So of course it's objects of the same family, and it's important objects. And yes, I admit that my first inclination was to think that these are viruses, and this fits very well the theory that I had during this time, and I still think that it's a correct theory that the neos they are doing cave paintings. At the time, when I started my artistic journey, like 20 months ago, I've done all sorts of modern cave paintings with my daughters. It was interesting from technical perspective. So, but a lot of them is that they hunt viruses and germs, and then they paint them on the cave. So yeah, the virus interpretation was there from the start, but actually, one of the Israeli commentators, at the time it was almost only all Israeli commentators, actually suggested in the comment section that it might not be virus at all, but a representation of the atom. And I admitted, I understood immediately that it's as usual. It's kind of like as usually with the Israelis, it's as they say, מדבר מהפוזיציה, like speaking out of from the position, they have interest in this kind of theory, as always. And of course the interest, it was very clear to me that they feel, they want to, the Israeli Shabak and Mossad want to disassociate themselves from the, from the issue, from the phenomenon of the coronavirus that was still, at that time was still, more in the newspapers than now. And yeah, understood that that they feel like that there might be a case against them with regard to the coronavirus. So and these drawings are not doing them a good service, of course. So and I understood that kind of the atomic representation interpretation is much more to their taste, because it kind of pushes the whole corona thing far away. And so while I understood the incentive, the agenda here, I was but I must say that I was charmed by the interpretation of this not as a virus, because yes, it looks like a virus. I knew it right away, but it's specifically a coronavirus, the type of coronavirus. But I really like the atomic representation, interpretation, because I admit that at the time, it was the beginning of my journey, I was kind of, it was a very short amount of time that, I was, it's forgivable. I was so poor, and I'm still so poor, and, I cannot walk, and I'm under the boot of the government, the state. So obviously, it's only natural that, if I understood that, they have this kind of magical robots in my possession, maybe I should use them to create gold, I hope it doesn't sound greedy, but I mean, it's only natural. I had nothing and I still have nothing. But I mean, after some thought, I understood that this is a naive and juvenile thought, and to only put me like, I mean, it can only cause more trouble, because if the Shabak or other people in Israel would have known that I can create gold, or I mean, they already know that I create radioactive elements, and this is, I mean, maybe you should actually, I mean, already just, I mean, record the fourth chapter of the utility saga, because I mean, there's too many teaser trailers, and I mean, let's just get it over with. But yeah, but I mean, gold is kind of like, I mean, preferable to radioactive elements, in that, I mean, it's much more marketable. And you can forgive me, like, of thinking, you know, along those lines, that maybe I can create like elements. But of course, I mean, it's completely irrational, because if the Israelis would have known that they can do it, I mean, I would have stayed forever in this arrest. Like, I mean, they would have done anything that they can, that they would stay forever, right here, right now. I mean, so I quickly understood that it's much more, for my own political agenda and personal agenda, it's much more beneficial to concentrate in the creation of life forms, and that's actually what I do for a long time now. And of course, we've created, like, you had the huge leap forward with the Full Metal Jacket. It's kind of like, I mean, I kind of like want to wait and see how I mean, wait for the report. Like, I mean, I didn't get any report of, like, I mean, maybe people already see it, like, in the wild, I don't know, doing whatever. I mean, it might be very interesting. So, but regarding its design, I think that for now it's a good design. But again, maybe if later I will have time, I'll work, like, I mean, maybe I'll reduce the armor, because I think it's an overkill. It's too thick for Earth, and like, give it a boost of speed, because I think that if it was much quicker, like, flyer, I mean, it could have been, like, I mean, you know, the ultimate Terminator, like, I mean, the insect Terminator. So maybe I'll work on it, but probably not today, or not even tomorrow, because it's not in a high priority. So I mean, I guess this is that will be all for now.